maybe feeling, let us feel that we have arrived wherever we are. We're here, or that feeling of I am here in this body. And that we can weather the storm that is kind of seems to be passing through at any given moment. So let's see. There we are. Come to your seat. I might have to deal with that light, but we'll see where we are for the moment. Okay. We're just going to start by interlinking the fingers and stretching up directly upwards. Taking the arms back. So there's not, try and get them out of your eye line or work towards that. So right up by the ears. And as you breathe in, fill the chest and the ribs with air. Wow. And as you breathe out, pushing the hands up to the ceiling. Good. One more breath in. Feel that lengthening the sides of the waist. And as you breathe out through the nostrils, lower the hands down to the sides. Okay, just feel the ground there. And then just place the hands on the knees. We're just going to have a little bit of sound making now, thinking about the sound of yoga. And the sound is also a very physical thing. So let's see if we can feel that physicality of that. So close your eyes just for a moment. Take a deep breath in through the nostrils, and we're going to make the sound on the out breath. Just notice how that feels. Any sensations you feel? Amazing how much of a shift that felt for me. Put the right hand on the left shoulder. We're going to just connect with our energy. So to the right hip, left shoulder to right hip, across the body, 3 sweeps. Actually, we'll do one more for luck, just to make sure we get that connection. We'll do 4 sweeps. And then the left hand on the right shoulder, from the right shoulder down to the left hip. So it's lovely diagonal. Really feel that. Any sensations that you feel, it's connecting up that energy. Good. And then we're just going to interlink the fingers in front of the body. So we're going to start really opening up this whole chest cavity. So breathing in, fingers interlinked. Breathe out, just take the hands forward. And at the same time, feel the center of your back between the shoulder blades is going backwards. Drop the head down so you're looking down at your feet there. And then just feel this lovely space between the hands and the chest is opening up. So as you breathe in, into the chest, into the heart center, into the center of your chest. And as you breathe out, feel this space is increasing between the hands and the chest. And feel the space between the shoulder blades is opening up. So you might feel, oh, that feels a little bit, yeah, getting a nice stretch on that little area that might have tightened up a bit. Just relax the back of the neck so your head's just falling forwards. Just so the shoulders have a lot more space there. You might find this a little bit painful, a little bit kind of, whoa, I didn't realize how achy I was. One more breath in and release the hands. Oh, yeah. Have a bit of the shoulders, and let's open up the front of the shoulders by interlinking the fingers behind the back. And again, just keep the neck in line with the spine so we're not, straining the shoulder. We're giving it a lot more freedom. So you're looking down at the ground in front of you. Breathe in. And also it means you can take the chest a lot more forwards and take the arms back on the out breath. So breathing into the chest. Chest comes forward, shoulders go back. So the shoulders are going back because they're being pulled back or open. The front of the shoulders are opening up. And there's also a feeling of lifting the arms, or imagining the hands are lifting upwards as well as going backwards. It just gives an extra bit of stretch and opening for the upper back, squeezing the shoulders blades together, but also the front of the shoulders and into the neck also. One more breath in and release the arms. Oh, notice how that feels. Let's just lift the shoulders up and roll them back. So just roll the shoulders back 2 or 3 times just to free up that bit of stretching, and then lifting the shoulders up and taking them forwards. Just again, opening up the shoulders 2 or 3 times forwards. Let's take the fingertips to the shoulders and let's open that up even more. So as you breathe in, the elbows come forward, they lift up high and they go down the back. So breathing in, let's think of this as opening up those wings, freeing up the shoulders, the neck, the chest, the back ribs, the front ribs, this whole upper body, which just gathers so much tension. When we free it up, energy can flow, and also with the heart, the feelings, the emotions. Yeah, feel that movement, and then forwards with those elbows, lifting up, trying to bring those elbows together. Some of you may even be able to touch the elbows at the front. Breathing in, lifting the elbows high, breathing out, arms, elbows coming forward. One more time, breathing in, lift them high, and then bring them forwards. And then just rotate the wrists. Rotating the wrists in one direction, watching the hands, and then in the other direction. Listening, maybe there's a few little clicks there, and the motion, the movement creates that lubrication and freedom in the wrists. Okay. Left hand on the left side, going to stretch that right waist there. So breathe in, stretch up to the fingertips, stretch up to the roof with the right fingers, and then as you breathe out, bending into the left elbow and reaching over the body. Try to make sure the arm is over the body rather than in front of the face. So really, that will really help to open up that shoulder, the armpit, and the whole of the side body. Bending as much as you can into that left elbow, but keeping the sitting bones down. So rather than lifting up, really keep the sitting bones down so you get much more openness in the right side. Looking up at the ceiling, if your neck is allowing you to do that. Breathe with this though. Breathing in, feel the right ribs expand. Breathing out, reaching over a little further. Then we'll just drop the hand forwards, the arm forwards, and let it just come back. Nice smooth way out of that. Bring the right hand down to the ground. Breathing in, extend up through the left side, watching that left hand. Keep extending up. Keep the sitting bones down, reaching over the body over to the right, bending into that right elbow, looking up at the ceiling on the inside of that left arm. Give a bit of space to that shoulder as well, so it's not too hunched up by the ear. Bend a lot into that right elbow, but the right hand is really grounded on the ground. Feel the ground beneath the body. Breathe. Breath and body. Now dropping the arm forwards, let it just fall forwards and just enjoy that little bit of extra release in the side body. Let's place the hands on the knees. Breathe in, lift the chest, lengthen shoulders back down away from the ears. As you breathe out, you're leaning forward, straight back, and coming around to the right as you breathe in, lean back. Breathing out for the left side of the circle as you lean forwards, and the right side of the circle as you lean back. In breath, making space for the breath. Exhaling out everything. Keep that chest elevated all the time. Keep that awareness in your abdominals, and also the back and the front working together. Shoulders are down away from the ears. But the whole time, whether you're breathing in or out, we're keeping that sense of lift, of length in the waist. Breathing in. Breathing out, come back to center. And this time we're going to do the humming on the out breath. So breathing in, lift the chest, shoulders down away from the ears. Back of the neck nice and long. And as you breathe out, you're going to make the humming sound. While circling around. Really feel, imagine maybe the heart, the center of the heart is doing a bit of an orbit over the body. Keep making the out breath. When you come to the end of the out breath, just take another breath in and do another hum. Any level, any pitch that feels right for you, and feel like where it lands in the body. Where is that vibration in the body? Most likely around the head with that sound. Then when you come back to center, let's just take the legs out stretched. And we're just going to come into a lion, but just keep the feet going towards the ceiling. So the hands are coming in front. We'll do this with the claws on the ground. You do have the option, if you want to take the hands out to the side if it's difficult to reach the ground, or feel that sense of being able to strongly connect with the ground. So if you're taking the hands out, this is the claws, we send them out strongly on that out breath, or claws on the ground, if you're able to do that. But we start with the hands at the heart center, breathing in. And on the out breath, tongue out, rasping sound, eyes really wide. So this is a lion. We'll try this a couple more times, so get you warmed up. Breathe in. Good. Really waking up, charging up everything. Breathing in one more time. Good. Hopefully that's opened up the windpipe a little bit. Bring the legs together. Hug the knees. Just open up the upper back. Good. Then we'll stretch the legs out. We're going to come into a twist. So we bend the right knee. And you can either, if you have any issues in your hip, this is okay to do it like this. There's a space between your feet and the hand if you're keeping the foot there. But if you can take it the other side of the leg, but keep the foot on the ground. I'll show you just on this side so you see what I mean. Your foot is on the ground. Then that's great. I'm going to come into a seated twist. And try and get that knee really close up, as close to the body as you can. So the foot is on the ground, close to the body as well. This outstretched legs, the toe is going towards the ceiling. So we're going to just take that right hand behind you, lift up the left hand, so lift it up to, so we get a nice bit of lift in the chest, and then let the elbow land on the knee, the inside of the elbow that is. So then you can just hug the thigh towards you, or at least the upper part, wherever you can get that arm. So you're just pulling the thigh towards you. And if you can, try and make that connection between the body and that leg. It's the same thing if the foot is here. This just gives you more twist if your hips allow you to do that. So as you breathe in, lift the chest. Keep that hand quite close to your back there. And as you breathe out, you're just going to twist around to the right, led by that right shoulder and the right ribs. So holding onto the leg gives you something to hold on to press against. Keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. Turning to look over your right shoulder. Every inhale, as always with the twists, you're lengthening up the body, lifting the chest, shoulders down. Head stays on top of the body. Try not to let the head lead. Stays on top of the body. And take the eyes right around the nose, right around. Breathe deeply. Breathe out long. Release and squeeze all that breath out through the nostrils. Inhale one more time and untwist to the front. See how that feels? Lift that right knee up. Lift the left knee. Let's have a little moment of rest. Just round the back, hug the knees, let the face fall onto the knees. Breathe in through the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. Give that bit of release. Then when you're ready, stretch out the right leg. And we're going to either keep that foot on the ground on the left side of the leg. Toes going up to the ceiling on the right leg. Take that foot over the other side there. Close. Try and get that knee close to your body if you can. Bring your body towards the thigh there. So this time we take the left hand behind us, quite close to the body. Use that arm, the inner forearm, to lean on. And you've got an upright spine there. Extend up to the right side, breathing in. Maybe take a look up at that hand to encourage that lift in the chest. And then let the arm hold onto the thigh. So the inside of the elbow could reach the knee maybe, or at least the hand comes onto the outside of the thigh somewhere. Inhale, lift the chest, shoulders down. Exhaling, we're just turning the head around to the left. Left shoulder's coming around to the left. Every inhale, lift the chest, shoulders down, back of the neck nice and long. Every exhale, we're just twisting it slightly deeper, or seeing if there's a bit more space there that is opening up slowly. So really important to give the body a chance to respond is by making the out breath really long. Because usually just at the end of the out breath, or sometimes in the pause after the end of the out breath, there's a little bit of give there. There's a tiny little millimetre that the body says, okay, I'm relaxing now. Keep lifting on the inhale, twisting on the exhale. Inhaling one more time, lift up and untwist slowly to the front. Unravel the leg, put the leg on the other side, bend the knees, and again, let's just hug the knees. Let the face fall onto the knees. See how you feel here. And then let's just come into this little egg shape. So we lift the chest, shoulders back, and then we come onto our tippy toes, holding onto the fronts of the shins there, and then take the toes off the ground. So we really have to lift the chest and almost take the chest towards the knees, and then the knees are coming towards the chest. So this creates a bit of effort here in the abdominals and the lower back. Open the chest, shoulders back, good. And breathe and release. Let's roll on to the knees and the hands, or the hands and the knees. Hands underneath the shoulders. Keep the elbows nice and bendy. So remind your elbows to keep bendy by just bending them both here now. And we're going to do this lovely back roll, this spine roll. So as you breathe in, you can lift the chest and lift the eyes. So the eyes go forwards, the chest goes forwards, the shoulders go back. You'll need to bend the elbows to do that. With the elbows locked, the chest doesn't have any space to go forwards. And as you breathe out, it starts from the base of the spine. It tucks underneath. It ripples up through that spine until the chin comes to the chest. And then as you're looking back, you're still breathing out, but you sit back into the heels. Looking back, bring the forearms down, the elbows come down. And then the in-breath begins and your eyes come forwards. The nose is still close to the mat. In-breath, 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 and lifts you back up. Very simple. And then the out-breath, the tail tucks under almost immediately, rolling up through the spine. When the chin's on the chest, then you start sitting back. You're still breathing out though at that point. Forearms down, the elbows are down. The inhale begins and you come forwards. And you roll underneath, roll the spine underneath as you breathe out. The sitting back is still breathing out. Breathing in is that forward motion. Coming up to all fours again and roll underneath. I like to think of this as a wave in the ocean. You know how the wave comes up on the inhale. And it rolls back on itself, tucking the tail under, arching up through the spine, this angry cat. Chin is as much, try and almost make contact between the chin and the chest, looking back towards the feet. Bring the forearms down. The in-breath, the eyes come forward, the chin, the chest, and rolling under. We just get this lovely rolling motion. This is a great little practice to get openness, flexibility, stability and flexibility in the spine, but really your awareness. So maybe closing the eyes to get that real connection, physical, intimate connection with your spine, that center of the body, and also the energies of that central column, that subtle center. The spine is very physical, very center. There's also the energetic center, or you could always think of the nervous system, that's more immediate for you, but just feeling the impact you're having on yourself, on your sensibilities, on your breath. You feel the impact on the spine. The next time you're sitting back into the heels, just sit back there for a moment, bring the forehead to the ground. Breathe in through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Okay, let's just open up the sides even more. The shoulders always need a bit more attention, so we're just going to do something simple just by creeping the fingers towards the top left-hand corner of your mat. Try and keep your forehead down, but we're creeping both the fingertips towards the top left-hand corner. So it's just opening up again the backs of the shoulders, but particularly onto the right side, because we're getting a bit more stretch on that side. Breathe all the time. Also think about sitting back in the sitting bones. Then walk the fingers across the mat and creep them up towards the right top hand corner of the mat, keeping the forehead on the ground. Breathe into the back ribs, into particularly the left side of the body, that left armpit, left ribs, left chest. Just feel that opening up a little bit more. And how much more space, when you really focus on the breath will give you. So keeping the hands where they are, making sure there's space between them now. Hands really grounded, fingers grounded down. Focusing on the base of the first finger and the base of the thumb in particular. So we're going to come into downward dog. So come up onto all fours, hands landed where they are. Tuck the toes under on the inhale. Get the elbows ready, nice and soft. And then lift the knees off the ground and come into downward dog. So you might need to just get the backs of the legs a bit more warm. So bending the right knee, pushing the left heel down, bending the left knee, pushing the right heel down, and just have a little bit of a walk of the dog. Don't forget the head's coming back towards the ground, not looking at the hands. Really pushing into the fingers and the hands. Keep the tummy tucked in, so we're not breathing into the belly. We're breathing into the chest. Feel the shoulder blades moving away from each other, down away from the ears and away from each other. Open across the upper back. Okay, and just see if you can rest into the downward dog without locking the knees. It's quite difficult, but really think about lifting the knees and feeling the front of your thighs engaging. Good. Feel the back and the abdominals are holding each other. Let's have a little moment coming back down, because we're going to return to downward dog. Sit back into the heels, bring the forward to the ground, nice and soft. Breathe in through the nostrils and sigh out through the mouth. Good. Take a little rest, relax. Get a bit more power, ready for the downward dog again. So round two, lifting up onto all fours, breathing in, tuck the toes under, breathing out, lifting the knees off the ground, look back. See how does it feel the second time? Does it feel better? Just get your position, keep the tummy tucked in, breathe into the chest. And then we're just going to take a small side step with the left foot, opening up the hips now, hip opener. So lift the right leg up to the ceiling, point the toe, push back with the hand still. Bend that right knee and let the weight of the lower part of the leg, the foot, just hang over the left side of the body. And as you do that, you might feel more weight is going onto the left hand and left foot, so that you can look underneath the right armpit. Maybe you can look and maybe you can see the ceiling. So it becomes a slight twist, and this just encourages that right hip, the front of that hip, the hip flexor to open up a little bit more. And breathe into that area. Good. Let's come point the toe again, lower it down to the ground. You can have a rest in between if you need to. Sometimes it's just nice just to come back down and come up again. Otherwise, place the right foot in the center now, or the center of the width there, and lifting up that left toe to the ceiling. Open it up. Good. Point the toe, breathe. And then bending the left knee, letting it hang over the right side of the body. I probably needed a bit more space there. Just so you're opening up front of that left hip. Look up underneath the left armpit to the ceiling if you want to. Pointing the toe once more, bringing that toe down to the ground, into the jungle, and just walk the feet towards the hands. We'll come into a ragdoll, so knees are bent, let the body hang. Breathe in through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. So legs are working here, upper body is not working, it's relaxed, it's heavy. Feel the weight of the arms, feel the shoulders releasing, feel the neck is releasing. Breathe in through the nostrils strongly and sigh out through the mouth. Feel that release in the spine. Okay, so bring your attention to the base of the spine. You can imagine maybe there's some energy there, and maybe it's a white light or some heat, and it's traveling up through the back and making it just easy to unravel and lift up through the spine, come up to standing. Good. Okay, so we're standing. Great. Let's take a moment here with the feet hips width apart, parallel. Just check. Okay. And we're going to breathe in, lift the arms up. Look up, turn the palms, arms are coming down. I'm going to just move and breathe a little bit. Breathing in all the way up, lifting the heels off the ground. Turn the palms and coming back down. Good. Breathing in, open the palms up. Lifting the heels off the ground, high up, and then turning the palms, and the palms are coming down. So doing this in time with your breath. This is a beautiful practice to do on its own. Really lifting up, pushing off of the toes, reaching the arms up to the ceiling, and then breathing out slowly. Control that movement down. Also feeling that feeling you're strengthening and creating more flexibility in the soles of the feet. Also the calves and the shins, the legs are really getting energized, and we're getting a sense of balance as well. Opening up the hands, lifting up, inhaling, inspiration, bring the hands together, turn the palms, and exhalation, returning back down to the ground at last again. Lift the shoulders up, breathing in, give them a little squeeze, and out through the mouth. Good, and try that again, breathing in. Arms just completely floppy, and out through the mouth. Good, let's try that one more time, breathing in. Release totally through the mouth. Good. So we're going to just come into the Tai Chi twist. So feet are a bit wider, knees are nice and bent, and we're going to twist on our central axis, just letting everything move and flow. Loosen everything up, bending in the knees, let the arms flop around the body, nice and easy. You can turn to look right behind you. You can even come up onto the toe if you want to exaggerate that movement. So do what feels good to you, but breathe. Most of all, breathe. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. Keep that flow of energy, flow of breath, that supportive breath. Good. So a little bit longer now. Loosening up. As you come to a stop, let the arms slowly come to a stop. And let's just get our lower back energy. Yeah. Feel that support. Support of the ground beneath you. And this lower back is definitely feelings of support. Often if I'm not feeling so supported, I can often feel a little bit achy in my lower back. So we're just going to help ourselves along. Good. And then we'll just rub the knuckles to get that energy we've woken up, to get it to rise up. Rise up. The body rise up through the spine there. Oh yeah, give that a bit of warmth to the body. And we're going to just throw out anything that's in the way today. Any blockages, any fuzziness, any tiredness. So breathing in, lift the arms up. Look up, breathing out, out through the mouth. Let's make it nice and strong. Breathing in, and out through the mouth. The arms swing as much as they need to. Yeah, give them a good swing. Again, it's loosening. Breathing in, out through the mouth. Good. Let the arms swing. Let's do one more of these. So make it a really good, powerful one. Breathing in. Good. Clearing out the cobwebs and making space, creating space. We're going to do a little bit of just a connecting the energy by lifting the left knee, meeting it with the right hand, and doing the opposite. We'll just do this nice and simply, just to lively the legs up a little bit as well, and to get ourselves a bit more coordinated with the body and the mind. Extend the leg out, meet it with the opposite hand. Yeah. Get a bit of heat in the body, limber and warm up the body. And leg out to the side, left leg out to the side, right arm over the head. The other arm is just hanging forward. So we'll just use a few little cross crawl movements, cross lateral movements, just to get ourselves a bit more engaged. Get the brain and the body on the same page. And why not open the hips a bit more? Lots of hip action today. So lifting the knee up and out to the side and going to the other side. So shifting as well, the weight from one foot to the other. How that feels with your balance today. Good. Feeling the ground beneath your feet. Feeling your breath moving in your body. A sense of embodiment. Okay, mind and body. And we'll just kind of just see what this feels like as well. Just give the chest a little bit of a waking up, brightening. Maybe that's definitely with this, the heart center. Maybe there's something that gets woken up, a little bit of emotion shifting around to the sides. Breathe in and out through the nostrils. Whatever comes up, just let it come up. Whatever feelings getting released. And also in the jaw, let's free that up a bit. So yeah, just get the fingers into that jaw. into the cheeks. Yeah, feels good to do that. And also just pressing the middle fingers into the beginning of your eyebrow. And we can either sweep or you can just press along the eyebrow, or you can sweep along it with the fingers there. Sweeping along brings a lot of ease into that brow. And when you get to the end of the eyebrow, we'll just get into that little dent there, the temples, and draw circles there just to release the tension that might be there. And let's give ourselves a little shampoo as well. Whole head. Oh yeah, sparks. Little sparky energy coming into the skull. And you'll know where to do this. Just get your fingers and dig in, giving yourself a little shampoo there. And then we take the fingers and we're going to pinch around the ears from the top, round the lobes there until you get to the bottom, and that feels good. Do that a couple of times. Ah, yeah, sparky energy to wake up the whole body. Okay, we're going to come to the front of the mat to come into some standing postures. So bring the weight onto the left foot. We're going to step back with the right. Triangle, Trikonasana. So get the feet at a right angle. Square the hips to the long edge of the mat. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Lift the chest. Keep that lift as you breathe out. Bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest. Hands and fingers spread wide. Reaching over to your left on the out breath. Still breathing out, reaching down. Make contact with the lower leg. And reach up away from it with the right fingers. So we've got this lovely long line here, so that hip is strong and it's open. We've got this lovely line coming here up to the ceiling. Take the right shoulder back. So the right shoulder, there's a connection between the right shoulder and the right hip. Unlock the knees. Long neck. Turn the head to look up at the right fingertips. Good. So we've got this openness in the whole body, particularly in the right side of the body. Breathe deeply, unlock the knees, feel the ground with the feet, maybe give the toes a wiggle so that it stops the gripping, the holding on. Yeah, loosen the grip. Use the inhale now to lift up, back up, lift the arms up, and the exhale, lower the arms down slowly. Let's find this lovely poise and grace. Bend into the right knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Weight onto the right foot, step back with the left. Right angles with the feet, square the hips, the long edge of the mat. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Lift the chest, lengthen through the waist. Breathe out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest. Fingertips extending away from each other. Breathing out, reaching over to the right and down. Make contact with the lower leg. You can even press against it to open the chest. Drop the left shoulder down, away from the ear. Long neck. Turn the head to look up at the left fingertips. Strong pivotal point, this hip here. Strong buttock. So this lovely length can come out. The space between the hip and the ribs is long. Keep the belly tucked in. This whole area is really working here. You can even draw up your pelvic floor here. The Mula Bandha, if you feel that's useful. Strong legs, thighs are strong, knees are soft, feet are pliable, they can feel the ground. Breathe deeply. Use the inhale to come up, maybe bend into the right knee. And the exhale, slowly the arms come down. Just enjoy the movement and flow. Bend into the left knee, bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Good. Take a moment there, lift the heels up. Breathing in and out through the nostrils, lift the toes up, feel that connection to the ground, your feet. I'm going to come into Peaceful Warrior now, so put the weight onto the left foot. I'm going to take a big step back with the right, very big step. Let's get the feet even, the weight between the feet. And we're going to breathe in, extend the arms up, lift the chest. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in. Open the chest, shoulders down away from the ears. Breathing out, as you bend into that left knee, you're pushing back into that right foot, that anchor leg. Keeping the arms extended away from each other. Strong arms, engaged. Strong belly, strong back. Think of holding each other. Think about this band around your centers, holding yourself together. Now we're going to come into the peaceful part. So keep this bend on the front knee as this happens. Breathe in. As you breathe out, reach back with the right hand, but keep the bend in the front knee. And as that right hand comes down, meets that back leg, the other arm goes up to the ceiling. It's very simple. Then turn the hand, so the hand is facing backward or down towards the mat, and the fingertips reach to the back of the mat there. So I want to keep that bend in the front knee all the time. Now look up at the ceiling if your balance and if your neck allows that to happen. Good. Try to make sure that also this left hip stays open. There's a tendency to want to let that knee drop forwards, but really focus on the movement of the knee forwards and the right foot back. Use the inhale to come back to warrior two. Lifting the arms. Sink into that position for a moment. Come up on the inhale. Lower the arms on the exhale. Bend into that right knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Good. Let's take a weight onto the right foot, other side. Step back with the left. Big step. Just find the feet, the even weight between the feet. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Lift the chest. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in. Open the chest. Breathing out, bending into that right knee. It's going in line with your toes. At the same time that right knee is going forward, you're pushing back into that back leg. So we find warrior two to begin. We breathe into the chest, we lift the chest, lengthen the body, and then as we breathe out, we reach back with that left hand, and it lands, goes down to that back leg. It's a strong leg, so it can lean heavily. At the same time, the right arm goes up to the ceiling. Turn the palm, so it's facing the back of the mat, and then reaches over the body. So again, opening the shoulder, the right side of the body is getting long. Everything is working very hard. The hip is opening. So feel both feet evenly on the ground. The bend in the front knee, looking up at the ceiling on the inside of that arm if that's possible. Strong left buttock. Everything is working. Use the inhale to come back to warrior two. Check the bend in the front knee. Sink into that on the out breath. Use the inhale to come up, straighten the legs. Exhale, lower the arms down. Bend into left knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Okay, let's have a little moment in a squat. So we're just going to take the feet a good distance apart, come into this squat position, adjust the feet position. If you need to pad underneath the heels with cushions or blankets or whatever you need, please do that. Let the body, if you can, try and get the body between the knees here and let it hang forwards. Drop the head down, bring the hands onto the ground. Just let everything relax forwards. Feel that freedom, that release in the hips. Back of the neck is relaxed by losing the control in the neck, by just relaxing the neck and letting the head hang forwards. And increase that. So when you breathe in, you might feel the ribs pushing onto the legs. And as you breathe out, let it all go. And lift up to lift your head again. Let's bring the hands together. And see if you can get those elbows on the inside of the knees, so then we can press on the inside of the knees with the elbows as we bring the hands together. And lift the chest up towards the hands. So rather than leaning forwards, the chest is lifting towards the hands, opening up the hips here. And breathe. Good. We'll bring the hands to the ground now. I'm going to come into again, just a brief ragdoll. So push up with the hands, so you're in a ragdoll, floppy forward bend, knees are bent, arms are hanging forward, head is hanging forward. Breathe in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. And again, we're going to slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lift up through the spine, unravel, uncurl. Keep the knees bent if you can. Leave the arms heavy, leave the head heavy. Just feel the lovely openness, standing tall. Feel the feet sinking into the ground and the head going up, the crown of the head lifting up. So feel really tall and open. Okay, let's come into a balance now. So I'm going to come into dancer balance. So put the weight onto the left foot. Spread the toes. Look at the foot as well. Really feel you're bringing your weight into that foot. Standing knee, sometimes it's good to have it bent just to really take your gravity down a little bit. Once you feel the weight is in that one safely, Then you can take hold, bend the right knee and take hold of the right foot. Maybe you can straighten up that left leg, but only when you feel ready. So as you breathe in, you maybe straighten it up, let you lift that left arm, connect the thumb and the first finger together above the head. And as you breathe out, you're going to lean forwards the whole body and taking the arms going with that. And the last part of this is by taking the heel away from the buttock, or if you like, you can think about the toe going up towards the ceiling. So really thinking about opening the chest, the shoulders are down away from the ears. There's a strong movement of the toe. Whoop. Toe towards the ceiling. Yeah, bit of imbalance going on here. But it's the dynamic and it's the strength of the arm going forward and the toe going towards the ceiling. To come out smoothly, breathing in, breathing out, and then slowly lower the leg down on the out breath. Okay. So it will feel different every day, as I just showed you. Sometimes the balance is much more challenging, and it may be different on this side. So we take the weight slowly into the right foot. Spread the toes out, bending the knee. Find your balance in yourself, in your body. Take that left foot in the left hand, and then lifting the right arm up and straighten the leg up, lift the chest, straightening and lengthening the whole body, connecting the thumb and the first finger with the right hand, taking the arm forwards and just leaning forwards. Once you feel that you're as far forward as you can go, extending the right fingers forward, but then taking the left heel away from the buttock, opening the chest. Keep expanding. Try not to grip the toes to the ground. Breathe. Breathe. Good. Come up on the inhale, lifting the arm up. Breathing out, lower the arm down and lower the leg down slowly. Let's just give the legs a nice shake. Good. Let's take a moment here just to settle. We're going to come into our little gratitude prayer. Feet, lift the toes up, place them down, feel the connection with the ground, soften the knees, hands together. Let's see if we can press evenly the hands together. Lift the chest towards the hands, shoulders down away from the ears, back of the neck is lovely and long. So we're standing, the feet are sinking into the ground. Anjali Tadasana. So this is just the Anjali Mudra, which is just like the hands together, the prayer position. Tadasana is the mountain, standing tall. Crown of the head open to the skies. So we're going to move and breathe now. Breathe in to that chest, to the heart, and as you breathe out, just dropping the fingers down, looking down, maybe following the movement, opening up the hands in front of you as you inhale, lifting the hands up to the skies, looking up at the space between the hands, closing, and then the hands come back to the heart center. So it's beautiful circles that the hands are moving away from each other in opposite directions and opening up. It's like you're lifting up and coming together and scooping up light and energy or whatever's there above your head. Breathing in. Lifting the fingers to the ceiling. You feel the front of the body opening up and bringing it back into the heart center. So opening the chest. Good. This is like expanding, heart expanding breath and body. And breathing out. As you start opening up and becoming more receptive with this, then, you know, the wonder, the magic, which I spoke about at the very beginning, becomes much more obvious. So let's see, what magic can we feel grateful for? What magic can we experience today in this world? It could be very ordinary magic. And we can have wonder at the very ordinary, everyday, seemingly ordinary, everyday things that we take for granted. What do I really feel grateful for today that I might normally take for granted? Let's see if something can come to mind. And if you feel like it, you can say it out loud to yourself. Really acknowledge those things. I'm sure there's more than one thing. I'll just take one more, scooping that energy up, that receptivity, that positivity, that wonder, that magic, and bringing that magic into the heart center. Feel your feet on the ground, feel your heart center, close your eyes, keep that focus inwards so you can feel the feet, wiggle the toes, feel the evenness of the weight between the feet, feel the heart opening as you breathe in, the heart space expanding, and just feel what you feel. Notice the present moment awareness of what do I feel right now? And rather than thinking about what I want to feel, just notice what actually is happening. What are the emotional qualities, the sensations that are happening in the body, particularly the heart space. Good. Now just drop the hands down. I'm going to do a few little sun salutes, half sun salutes rather. So bringing the feet into hips distance, parallel, land the feet, open the feet up, bring the hands together. As you breathe in, you're going to lift the arms up to the ceiling, look up. As you breathe out, the hands are coming down to either side. The knees are bending, the fingers are coming to the floor. Look down at the ground as well. Breathing in, hands come to just below the knees. Take the chest forward, look forward. So the shoulders are going back and the heart's opening. And then forward bend, hands coming to the ground. Bend the knees a lot so that you can push up through the feet, inhaling up to the ceiling. And exhaling, arms are coming down. Step back into a bit more space. Breathing in all the way up. Breathing out, hands coming down. Fingertips come to the ground. Breathing in, look forwards. Breathing out, forward bend. Straight legs, bend the knees now, and look up with your eyes. The hands are coming up as well as the inhale, and the out breath, the arms are coming down to the sides. And change direction again, just for you to be able to see different sides. Breathing in all the way up. Breathing out, bend the knees, fingertips come to the ground. Your eyes are still going forwards and then they come to the ground. Now straighten the legs, lift the eyes forwards, hands come to the shins just below the knees, open the chest, shoulders go back, and breathing out, forward bend. So hopefully the backs of the legs are getting a bit warmer. Bend the knees a lot, lift your eyes, lift your hands, lift your breath. Inhale all the way up. Hands come together, hands come down, palms are coming down. Good, breathing in, open the hands up, scoop up that energy. Breathing out, hands coming down, chest is coming forward, knees are bending, fingertips come to the ground. Breathing in, look forward, straight arms, back, legs, open the chest. Breathing out, forward bend, looking at the toes. Now bend the knees a lot, breathing in all the way up. Push up through the legs, straighten the legs up, lift fingers to the ceiling, look up. Breathing out, arms coming down. One more, breathing in all the way up. Breathing out, knees bend, fingertips come to the ground, chest comes forwards. Look at the toes, straighten the legs, the hands just slide up the legs, just below the knees there. Take those shoulders back, look forwards, heart coming forwards. And then breathing out, forward bend. I'm going to stay in this forward bend for a moment here. So really think about these points in space. Think about the base of the spine lifting up to the ceiling. And the other end of that line, so let's imagine this line is here, the heart is coming down towards the big toes. Just notice the difference that makes by having that little focus of attention. Rather than thinking about, I've got to get my body down to the legs, kind of not so interesting. This feeling is much more lengthening of the spine, creating more flexibility and openness. How does that feel? Yeah, breathe in. And breathe out long. So let's take a little lift up onto the fingertips, breathing in. And as they come down, put the weight onto the left foot. I'm going to step back, a big step with the right. So we're coming into this lunge. So keep that leg straight behind you if you can. You always have the option if you need to put the knee on the ground. But see if you can just hold that, let the groin come to the ground. Make sure it's a big enough step. So it's almost like the leg and the body is all in a straight line rather than having the bottom up in the air. So it does need to be quite far back. It's why it's a lunge. Now bring that right knee down, come up onto a high kneel. If you need to make that a bit broader for your balance, you can do that. Breathing in, lift the arms up, palms come together above the head. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, the groin comes forward and the arms go back. So we get this lovely crescent moon from the toe to the fingers. Open the chest, arms go back. Shoulders are open, breathe. Now bring the hands back down either side of the foot. Let's tuck the right toe under, lift the right knee off the ground. So we're in the lunge again, and now we immediately send that left foot back. So we're now in a plank. If this feels too strong, you can always either bring the knees to the ground or come onto your forearms. So I interlink my fingers here and come onto my forearms. I'm just going to see if we can breathe a little bit in the plank. Don't forget the hands are underneath the shoulders, not underneath the face. Body's in a straight line. So you need to really push the heels back and strengthen the thighs. You'll also feel that your abdominals have to work and your back, chest, shoulders. We're going to come down to the ground, so you have a choice. You either bring the knees down first or you lower down with upper body strength. Okay. And then we have a rest at last. Lay the head down. Rest on one side of the face. Let the arms be back behind you. Palms facing the ceiling. And breathe. Good. Breathe in through the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. So let's just bend the knees and lift the lower part of the leg off the ground. Now we're going to turn the arms around so the palms are flat down onto the ground. Take the shoulders down away from the ears, come onto your forehead. Nice simple little back bend here. As you inhale, you lift the head off the ground, you lift the chin, you lift the chest, and you take the shoulders back a little bit. You can press into the hands a bit here, but try and make that chest not just lift off the ground, but it's almost as if the heart is flying upwards in front of you. Shoulders down away from your ears. Breathe deeply. You'll feel this in your abdominals, the lower back. They're working together, don't forget here. Strong belly, strong back. Long front, good. One more breath in. On the out breath, lower down slowly. Rest on the other side of the face. Let the legs come down to the mat. Take the hands forwards. Now you're going to push. So the hands at either side of the face now. Push into the hands. Lift the bottom off the ground. Walk the hands back and we sit back into the pose of the child. So bring your forehead to the ground. Or the back of your hands. If you prefer, and sweep the arms back. You're coming into the child posture. Widen the knees a little bit so your body can be comfortable. And in this position, the body is in contact with the thighs, and you'll really get a good chance to feel the back ribs expand as you breathe in. Breathing in to the back body. You'll feel that in the ribs going out to the side, but also feeling right up almost into the back of the shoulders there. The whole back filling with air. It feels like it's the back, but it's actually the lungs, and it's just expanding inside the body. Very big internal organ. We don't really use to full capacity. Okay. So let's just come up to kneeling. Another back bend we're going to do now. So we're going to come into camel. So I'm going to turn this way. I'm not facing that light. Onto the high knees. Make sure there's space between the knees. If you need to have more support underneath your knees, you can put a blanket or roll the mat up a lot so it's softer. So the feet are behind, there's space between the knees, hips width apart. And you can tuck the toes under actually first of all. And first of all, we're just going to get the body warmed up into this. We've already done a back bend, but we're just going to see how it feels. So place supporting hands just on the lower back, and the elbows are coming close together. And you're just going to take the hips forwards and take the shoulders down away from the ears. So this is a first version of the camel here. It's really opening the front of the body. We've got a back bend going on, but we really want to make that back bend nice and even by lengthening as well as bending. And then we just release, breathing in and breathing out. So now if you want to, you have a choice. You can either see if you can come into that camel by reaching back, the left arm, left hand onto that left heel. You keep it lifted high, it's easier to get hold of. And then take hold, reach back, take hold of the right heel. If you're not reaching them, you can either place, if you have yoga blocks, you can use yoga blocks or cushions. So you have contact. It's important you have contact, otherwise this is kind of like not so much fun. And the same thing again, just slightly deeper, taking the hips forward, taking the chest forwards, taking the shoulders back. So really this is fantastic for opening the front of the chest. We don't need to throw the head back. You sometimes see this posture But you know, unless you're used to doing that, it's not as necessary. And it's quite strong. It's a bit too strong maybe for most of us on the neck. Come up to straight up again, sit back onto the heels. And we're just going to come onto the back of the body now. We're coming towards the end. So just to ease out that back bend, we're going to find a nice easy way to do that by stretching towards the toes, slowly lower down, not too slow. We've just done a lot of work with the abdominals, but then release it all by just hugging the knees. Yeah, it's going to feel good. After strong back bends, we do the counter pose by hugging the knees, and we just rock slowly side to side, probably feeling that in the lower back. And just enjoy the support of the ground. Noticing how you feel now, what's going on in the body, what's going on in your emotional weather. How has it moved during this session? And let's extend the legs up to the ceiling, the arms up to the ceiling. Rotate the wrists and ankles all at the same time. Just feel that lovely rest, almost restful feeling of the legs being elevated. And then rotating in the other direction, keeping your focus on the wrists and the ankles, giving them a little bit of space and energy. Hug the knees once more. Give them a squeeze. We're just going to just a few little freeing up those hips, which have worked hard today. Hands on top of the knees, breathing in, take the knees away. As you breathe out, let the knees fall away from each other and come back to the body. So we're just going to breathe. Imagine you're breathing into the hip joint, breathing out as the knees come away from each other. Try and make sure the toes come away from each other as well. So you really give weight to the legs, let them fall out to the sides, and then they come back into the body. Breathing in and breathing out. Squeeze the knees back. Close your eyes maybe and just feel what's happening here in the hips. Again, the hips are very kind of emotive part of the body. Often some release of emotion can happen when we are moving in the hips, particularly when we move slowly and mindfully. We're more likely to catch those sensations, those feelings when we move slowly. Let's go the other direction though. Breathing in, knees come away from you, but they're together. And breathing out, draw the knees into the body, squeezing the breath out. Breathing in as your knees go away. Breathing out, draw the knees into the body. In breath, the knees go away from you. Make space for the air, for the breath. Just slowing everything down. Just notice how you feel. What's this feel like? Particularly, how slow can I do this? How slow and long can I make my breath in and out through the nostrils? And just feel all the little tiny movements, all the tiny feelings, all the maybe the movement getting slightly bigger. I'll make the last one. Just squeeze the knees into the body. Place the soles of the feet on the ground. Slide the legs away. Let's just give ourselves a full extension. Arms above the head, opening up the waist, the belly there. Point the toes. Keep the fingers extending up away from you on the ground. Let's just flex those ankles back and forth. So point the toes. Inhaling, push the heels away on the exhale. Just getting a nice stretch on the front and the back of the body and the legs. Releasing any tension that might still be there, hanging around in the legs and the front of the hips as well, of course. And release. Let the feet fall out to the sides. Let your arms soften a little bit. Breathe in. On the out breath through the nostrils, bring the arms up over the head. And let the arms land alongside the body. Let the arms open up. Take a deep breath in through the nostrils and sigh out through the mouth. Good. Breathe in deeply through the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. And just let yourself rest now in Shavasana. Coming into our relaxation now. So before we do that, we're going to ease into it. We're going to do a little breathing. Spinal breathing. Great practice for coming into our center and settling the body. So I want you to imagine, with your eyes closed now, lying in Shavasana, or whatever adaptation feels more comfortable for you. Letting the breath soften, come in and out through the nostrils. And then imagine or feel or sense as if you were breathing in through the base of the spine, as if you had a straw there and it's breathing in up through this straw, up through the base of the spine. It's traveling up through the center of the body, up through the spine system. All on the inhale, right up through the middle of the chest, up through the neck, up through the head, back of the neck, right up to the top of the head. And then as you breathe out, it's going back down the way it came, back down the back of the head, down the neck, down through the chest, down through the center, down through the base of the spine, out through the base of the spine as you breathe out. So just following this in time with your breath. So the breath's still quite expansive, but not forced or pushed. We're just following that breath, but aligning it with the spine. You might be able to feel it, you might be able to visualize it, you might be able to do both of those things. But do whatever feels easiest for you. Breath coming in, traveling up the spine, right to the top of the head. Breath going out, going back down through the spine and out through the base of the spine at the end of the out breath. Imagine this like a cleansing breath, clarifying. So now you can either continue with that, if that's helping you to stay centered, or just let it all go and just allow yourself to completely relax without any focus apart from your relaxation. Just feeling your back on the ground, feeling your breath moving softly, and just letting everything soften and melt into the ground. And just lying quietly for just a few moments here, giving ourselves a quiet moment of reflection, peace, calm. It's a moment of could feel empty, it could be very full. Both the same kind of things, different ends of a scale, different ways of looking at the same thing. Feel a sense of yourself. How do I feel? So we come to the end of our practice today, and we're just going to start to wake the body up a little bit. Breathing in deeply through the nostrils, sighing out through the mouth. Moving the body, moving the arms and legs, fingers and toes. Just stretch and move the body whatever way it feels it wants to. Breathing a little deeper, waking the body up a little bit. Yeah. Just enjoying the movement of the body. Maybe hugging the knees if that feels good to you. And then gradually just starting to either roll onto the side or move whatever way feels good to you. Okay. And slowly move your way to seated, very slowly. Very slowly. Move. Breathing deeper all the time. And come back to seated slowly. And once you are seated, just again have a little bit of a stretch, the body, move. How does it feel now? Can you remember the beginning of the practice, how your body felt, how your mind felt? Noticing how you feel emotionally, physically, all the different ways. And then let's rub the palms together, create a bit of heat and energy between the palms of the hands. Still breathing deeper, just to get a bit more energy. And place that heat and energy, that fire, over the heart center, close the eyes, take all your attention to that space around the heart and the very center of the heart. Maybe there's already a little fire there and we're just giving it more heat and energy. And bring to mind your intention, your sankalpa. Say that to yourself. Take it deep into your heart. Give it light, heat, energy, your attention. And relax. Open your eyes when you're ready. Namaste. Thank you so much. Very good practice.